Hello everyone, I am Sanket and here I am presenting you the Shadow Protocol. Yeah, the promise. Bitcoin, when the Genesis block was minted in 2009, that time there was a promise of trustless, secure finance where we don't need to trust any entity and securely without worrying about any frauds or something like that. We can trust on the system and trust in the decentralized systems and we can do finance. That was the promise when Bitcoin was created in 2009. And then from there we had EVMs and a lot of chains and they started building a lot of DeFi products on them. But yeah, at the similar time we saw a lot of frauds, a lot of rug pulls happening all over the place. So yeah, the promise was of trustless secure finance, but people still have some fear about working on DeFi, using DeFi protocols all over the chains that we have right now. What's the difference right now? So we have Web3, a decentralized system that was created for finance, but only 1 or 2% of them use the actual DeFi products here. So I think here the promise is broken. And what's the reason the promise is broken? Trust. The system was supposed to be trustless, but now itself it's lacking the trust, complexity. Handling the DeFi systems is very complex right now. We need to make it easier and accessible. Privacy. There are a lot of privacy issues on the open blockchain as well, so we need to address those as well, so users can securely trade DeFi systems. And here's our vision. We want to build AI agents that can remember you forever, act autonomously without revealing your personal information, and that work for you and that help you build your DeFi instruments or help you interact with the DeFi instrument and build wealth for you. That's the vision we carry at Shadow Protocol. Yeah, a trustless companion, that's what we guarantee here. That makes complex decisions for you, learn and improve over time. This can learn, improve over time, and that guarantees you complete privacy and security. That's what we promise here. So yeah, that's who we are, Shadow Protocol, the operating system for autonomous DeFi AI agents that work for the users. That's what we promise here. The core of Shadow Protocol. We have built a Shadow Protocol with the core of memory, autonomy, privacy, and finance. We use Filecoin, Lit protocol, Ollama, Flow blockchain for as a core of our protocol, and we provide the memory, autonomy, privacy, finance through this. Let's deep dive into how these other protocols, along with us, give you the safest environment possible for your DeFi trading. Let's start with the memory. So we use Filecoin for this, and what we use Filecoin is whatever you interact with your application, all the data is stored locally, but you can synchronize it with the Filecoin, and we encrypt your data, store it on Filecoin, and whenever you switch your devices, or in future when our mobile applications come out, at that time if you want to use the same system from current desktop application to mobile application, you can encrypt your memory, sync it with the Filecoin, and use that to decrypt on the new devices, and your complete system remains intact. That's where the memory comes into place. Autonomy. We want secure wallets, so we give our agents Lit protocols, programmable wallets with proper guardrails and proper security, and they can interact on behalf of your AI agents to sign transactions and interact with other DeFi instruments on the public blockchains in a secure way for you. Privacy. So whenever you are interacting with any AI agents, so there is a lot of thing in the internet that we cannot share our personal details with the LLMs that are built by big giants like OpenAI, Anthropic and all. So what we've done here is we have integrated complete local AI LLMs that inference for you, AI agents that run locally and take decisions for you with the open source models, and that's where we give you a complete privacy from the internet. Okay, next comes finance. We have integrated Flow blockchain that has resource-oriented programming and built-in security primitives, and we take leverage of all the features they provide, such as scheduling the transactions and other all features that they provide on their blockchain. We have integrated it in, and you can see how that helps leverage up our application more. Okay, so let's look into it, what we have built. You can go to this GitHub link, and in the releases you will get all the release packages, and you can download it and use it on your own macOS right now. So let's start with the demo of the project. This is Shadow Protocol, your private DeFi command center. Once we start, we get to choose the personality for your agent. So I am very conservative and protective guy, so I will go with the guardian who can save my wealth and take safer bets. Then we get the option to select our risk appetite. So the application already says that as I'm going with guardian, I will be using a balanced approach, or maybe I will go with the careful also, and bold and region also are the options here with the max transaction limits. So I'm going with the balance. Then we'll get to choose the preferred chains. So currently we only integrated Ethereum base and Polygon. You can select or deselect any of the things that you want. I'm selecting all three. Then we get to select the preferences, like what I am. I am an active DeFi user. Then my goals are like to have active trading and profits, long-term wealth building, and passive yield generation. Then there are nodes. So in nodes, you can give some nodes to Shadow Protocol, how it should behave. Like for example, I will say, think harder before taking any bet. Ask me before signing any transaction. So these are the nodes that I'm adding for Shadow. Then I have already a wallet that is been configured here, so it has used that identity and my wallet is ready, so I'm ready to continue. So the system is getting initialized with all my data, and yeah, the Guardian is ready. So let's save the changes and move ahead. So if you go to the account section, we get Perpetuity Sonar API key, Alchemy API key, and Ollama API key. So Ollama API key is for those who want to use Ollama Cloud LLMs. If you don't use it, that's fine, but you need to then download the local LLMs, and the local LLMs will run on your machine. Alchemy API is to get the portfolio data, to get your portfolio data and use it for this application. And third is Perpetuity Sonar API key, that is used to search the web, search DeFi protocols, and get the latest data. Then here we have developer mode, which enables the test nets for you to interact with. And then here are the AI models which I have downloaded on my machine and which I can select from. So for the demo purposes, I will go with the cloud one for better, faster responses. Then we have agent soul persona here, like we can select a risk appetite. You can add base persona to your Shadow protocol. You can tell what chains you prefer in and on. Then we add agent memory out here. Agent also like learns from our behavior and adds it to the memory. Yeah, then let's go to our portfolio. So here the portfolio gets synced. So if you see here, portfolio synced. So whenever we open the application, the portfolio gets synced to, and all the data is stored locally, like all the latest transaction that you have done, maybe on some other MetaMask or other wallets, that gets synced whenever you open the application. And here all your assets are been listed out, like Ethereum. I have 0. This kind of ETH here. Then on base I have like $82 of ETH USDC and $48 of ETH on the base. On Polygon I have like $16 and total contribute to 147 something. And I also have some testnets being added here. So these are my assets. Then I can see transaction NFTs, that's like default which we have for a wallet. Then we can create new wallets or also import the wallet using a private key or recovery phase here. On clicking refresh, the portfolio syncs again. Then we have market. So in market, what happens is like there is an orchestrator at the back of the system that researches for your according to your risk appetite and all, and suggest you some market opportunities that you can go through. So if I click on view details, all the details have been shown. The research only sections is like for understanding and learning purposes, like the AI identifies that this opportunity may not be for you and it's for research purposes, and you can think about it. And if you like want to understand more, you can ask the agent, which we have here as well. Like for example, if you sit down, there's an USDC spread watch on base. So if I want to like understand this opportunity, I can review the route. So it goes to agent and asks about the asks it to review this opportunity. The Shadow protocol will like go to do its own research and come up with the response to it. So after the route is reviewed, the agent will like give you the data about like whatever he has researched, and it says like it's an high risk alert and do not execute, because that might hamper my portfolio and it will like not be a good bet for me. So that according to the AI research, so I will like I can go through all the information that is provided here, and I can take my own bets. In that manner, a lot of opportunities are being shown up here. Then the next section is of applications. So we have currently 3 applications added to the protocol. So first is the Filecoin backup. So what happens in Filecoin backup is like we add TTL, the maximum deposit cap, and redundancy and copies of the backup. And what it does is like all the agent history, agent communication, and the agent details, all the memory and all that is been encrypted and stored on the Filecoin systems, and I get an CID, and that is stored in the SQLite database that is local to this application, and that's my backup. And whenever I change my systems and like open this app, I can backup the system. I can take the backup, decrypt it, and the same application opens there. This is how the Filecoin backup is used here. The second thing we have is flow. So in testnet I have this EVM wallet that's already in the portfolio, and that's detected by flow here. And I also use the cadence account address here, and then we have a scheduler that is been implemented, so I can add a recurring or a one-time payment or the transaction here. And there are the 4 handlers I have implemented here. We select like a rebalance my flow portfolio, and I can like add the execution timing, like for example of 2nd February, and target allocation is like flow will have like 50%, and let's say base will have 50%, and create a flow. Then the flow gets created, and once that is done, the third application we have is like lead protocol. So lead protocol has I have connected here the Vincent application is authorized, and I also submitted a delegated key already. I can like have local policy guardrails here, like port rate limits, approval thresholds, and allowed protocols here, and I can save the Vincent settings, and same is added to the Vincent application that we have created. This is the Vincent application where all my data and all my versions are stored. So these are the versions, and all the associated abilities have been added out here. Then yeah, like these are the 3 applications that I have integrated in the shadow, and these abilities are also accessible to the agent as well. So agent can interact with the lead protocol as well, Filecoin backup as well, and the flow blockchain as well. So these are all the applications that are available right now. And the next one is shadow. Shadow is an orchestrator where when we start the orchestrator, it like goes through my guardrails, then it designs the opportunities for me. So like right now the opportunities are being fetched by the agent. So agent is working on fetching the opportunities, and here I have all the opportunities ready to be executed. And then we can check out the health here, and then there are tasks that are being created by the shadow. So base concentration rebalance, wedge spread. So these are all the tasks. I can accept and reject the task from here, and if I want to give full autonomy to the orchestrator, that can also be done by giving the full autonomy by doing the guardrails here. And we also have kill switch that we can activate when something happens and like the situation goes out of control. We can activate the kill switch and everything stops. And we can also add block tokens, block protocols here. The last thing is the home page, which is our dashboard, where it shows your total portfolio allocation, the shadow orchestrator running, pending tasks, when was it last checked, because it has a heartbeat. It checks when was it last checked, total opportunities, and the ticket. Yeah. So okay, so let me show you the architecture that we have right now. So this is how the project structure looks like. We first have onboarding, initialization sequence. Then we have an app shell which has routes, local AI integration, and all the UI components. Then in the backend we are using Rust Tauri to create the native applications for each system that has an entry point. There are some commands for Tauri. There is a heartbeat loop that orchestrator uses, and then the agent state, which will store the state of the agent. Then this is how the architecture looks like. We have React at the front end, then Tauri at the back end. Tauri is used for native application building using Rust. Tauri has main.rs as a Rust entry level file for all the commands. the chat slash generate for the local Ollama interactions, and there are other services such as heartbeat.rs and agent state, which we use for the agent orchestrations and all, and we have a local SQL database using Tor itself, store all the data locally, and this is how the complete application looks like. This is how the flow also works for the autonomous dashboards and orchestrations. There is an autonomous dashboard, as we saw when user starts the orchestration, front end starts orchestration, then the Tori command and calls the heartbeat.rs file, and the heartbeat.rs runs after a particular intervals of time and works on your portfolio and gets the data from a web and creates the actionable items, and when it's resolved you see it on the screen. That's how everything works. This is how the local intelligence is being implemented. Here the app shell checks the Ollama status, then this is at the front end. So at the backend commands for Tori are sent by the front end. It checks for the status. When the status is active, you can pull the model from the Ollama services as well, and these are how the models have been integrated, and you can directly talk with the Ollama from the app shell itself. When you send any message, it goes back to the backend, and backend calls the Ollama LLM for inference, and you get the data back. And this is the hardware architecture, and you can go through everything what I have built in the protocol, where go to the coder repo, then the content, and get started. You will get all the details here about whatever I have built, and for specific specific things to learn more about, you can go to AI agent systems, and all the details are been created here. So how this worked is I am using coder IDE which has an repo wiki. So I just generated a repo wiki, and it gone through the code and created a proper wiki for you, so you can understand how the actual code works here, and it will give you a proper walkthrough to it. Thank you. Here